What is our fourth main topic today?
Well, John, this comes from Darth Vender.
I like that name.
Hey, John, thank you so much for doing the live stream with DC Fandome this weekend. It made watching it worthwhile. Honestly, I think I would have tuned out after the first hour otherwise. I mean, seriously, more time was given to Cam Newton's hats than Flash or Black Adam. I wanted to ask, how could they blow it so badly after such a good one last year? Well, I have to say, John, I watched DC Fandome. I had it on the entire time, and I don't know why I did, because I feel the same way as Darth Vender does. I'm like, how do you, first of all of the people, and this is I mean, I don't mean to criticize the people they had who are hosting in between each one of these segments. But
hey, Tiffany Smith was great. I thought Tiffany was like one of the only highlights for me of the whole thing.
I agree.
She was great.
I mean, she was great, but the rest of I mean, there's a lot, it just seems so insincere. You know, I guess that's kind of the way I would put it. And I did really like last year's event. And this year, dude, it was interminable. I'm like, show me what I want. Show me what I want to see. And Comic Book Movie says DC Fandome often veered from unbearable filler, the Suicide Squad's Flulaborg reeling off terrible jokes, and endless galleries of fan art to being all too brief. The Flash shared a minute-long sneak peek that teased Michael Keaton's Batman, despite concept art from last year showing him suited up alongside the Scarlet Speedster. The celebrity guests, meanwhile, either read scripted promos or looked like they'd rather be somewhere else. Ultimately, there was nothing here to break the internet. Why not share a first look at the Justice Society, for example? That comes to us from Comic Book Movie. Dude, I can't agree more. I have to tell you, I think my favorite thing was even before the Batman trailer, they had that behind-the-scenes segment from the Batman. And I think my two favorite things were that behind-the-scenes segment and the behind-the-scenes segment on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which looks bonkers and great. And I agree with what Comic Book Movie said. God, you could have shown us, Michael Keaton back in the bat suit. Like, I don't understand why they show Ezra Miller about to take the cover off the Batmobile, and they cut away from it before he did so. We know what's under there, so let us see it, Yeah. And I wanted just a little bit more look. I will say this. I did think the glimpses they gave us of everything from Shazam to Aquaman, all the live action feature film stuff, I'm excited for. I just wish I could have been more excited for it. What did you think?
Dude, it was a train wreck. That was an unmitigated, disastrous, pathetic train wreck.
Well, since you put it that way.
I'm sorry. Everybody come and watch DC Fandome. It's our big event. Oh, if you're a DC fan, you got to come to DC Fandome, because how the fuck else are you going to know about Cam Newton's Superman hats? How else are you going to know about Dove soap sponsorship? How else are you going to know about the Puma athletic wear that you get to wear, guys? Oh, and don't forget, Flash has gold boots now. What they fucking do? Breaking news. And by the way, they run all these breaking news segments throughout the whole thing with no news. No news. Meanwhile, DC Fandome is like, everybody, this is it. This is the event. You gotta be here to watch this. And what did they show? In a nearly 4-hour stream, they gave us 1 minute of Flash. Rob, I didn't time it, but I felt like they spent 4 or 5 minutes. And there's nothing wrong with that they did this. I felt like they spent 4 or 5 minutes talking about Stargirl, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. And they gave us 1 minute of the Flash. Why the fuck do you think people are here watching? Do you think they're here to watch Stargirl? I'm sure some people are interested in it. That's great. Promote it. Nothing wrong with that. But people are here to see Flash. You gave us literally like a 5-minute presentation of Flash last year, a year ago. Like a 5-minute presentation with the directors and the producers talking about it, showing concept art and blah, blah, blah. And now here we are, actually within spitting distance of when the movie's coming out, like we're within striking distance of it now, and you give us 1 minute? And Comic Book Movie put it really well. Like last year, you're showing us concept art of Michael Keaton.
Well, did you see Andy Muschietti's wife? I don't know if she was talking to some Asian site because it was subtitled, I think, in Japanese or something.
Who's a producer, by the way, who's a producer on the film, by the way.
She's a producer on the film. She says, it was really great seeing Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton both suit up in their cowls. And I'm just like, what? What show us that? Like, come on now.
Yeah, you don't have to give away the farm. You don't have to show us everything. No. But you literally gave us 5 times more of Flash content last year. And don't get me wrong, this Ava DuVernay project, I think it's called Naomi, looks really interesting to me. It really does. But you gave us 3 times the screen time to that as you did to Black Adam. And look, I loved the Flash sizzle. I loved that little 8-second clip of Black. It was longer than that, but It felt like 8-second clip of Black Adam.
That was pretty cool how he killed that dude.
Oh, dude, it was awesome. I mean, that stuff was great. But we are talking about a almost 4-hour live stream that maybe had 10 minutes worth of stuff worth watching.
John, I got to tell you, the thing that really pissed me off is when they brought Jim Lee on to talk about the mosaic patterns that he was doing. Mm-hmm. And they showed this artwork and they put it together and they teased the fact that they might be doing another Crisis on Infinite Earths. And then they did this cheeky thing where they bleeped out everything that he was saying. And I'm like, wait, what? As a comic book fan, I'm like, what? What? If you're going to promote something and then not promote it, I mean, you're teasing whatever it is. I wanted to hear what he had to say, and they didn't do it. They bleeped him out because they were being cheeky. I'm like, come on, man. I was pissed off. I'm like, why'd you do that to me?
Let me focus on the positive for a second. There were some things that were great. We already mentioned the little that they showed us of Flash. I love seeing it. The little that they showed us of Black Adam, love seeing it. Again, why no panel? Why not even a panel? Why not just have the director and somebody talking about the movie? Give us some insight into it, whatever. The footage they showed for Shazam looked great. I love seeing, it
looked great.
Oh,
the Marvel family, the action looked great.
That all looked really good. I like the behind the scene, the new look at the Suicide Squad video game that's coming. I thought that was great. I liked what we saw for Peacemaker, but again, in the midst of a almost 4-hour stream, all this stuff I'm mentioning maybe accumulated to about 10, 11 minutes, while they spend all this time about a quarterback who's not even in the NFL anymore talking about, yeah, man, you got to see my Superman. You got to see my Superman inspired hats, dude. Oh my God, you're going to love my superhero. Really? This is what we're spending our time on? And Rob, what really highlighted to me was that they need to do different events. Because while I acknowledge that DC Fandome is meant to be for fans of everything that is DC, I get that. But what is an unshakable truth is also the fact that 90% of the people who tuned in to watch this were tuning in to watch for the movie news. They were tuning in to watch for what they were going to bring to the TV. They were tuning in to watch the stuff that's supposed to be on screen. And separate the other stuff out, maybe create 2 different events. But Rob, that leads us to a third thing about what really drove me crazy about this DC Fandome. There was no news. There was no news. There was no surprise announcement. There was nothing like that. And God help those poor Green Lantern fans out there who thought that you at the big DC event this year, you'd think they'd at least say the words Green Lantern and they, at least say the words, and they never did. And Rob, I don't know about you, but I've been getting tons of messages on all my various platforms, people saying, where the hell was Green Lantern? Look, even if you don't have anything to show, even if you don't have specific big news, saying, don't forget, guys, our writers are hard at work at Green Lantern. We announced this back in 1835 is when we announced it, and we know it's not here yet, but our guys are still working on it. We think you're going to love the vision that we at least talk about it. There were people who literally tuned into this to see nothing but what are they going to say about Green Lantern? They gave us nothing on anything that's coming outside of 2022. Again, let's put it this way. If DC hopped on Twitter and said, hey guys, tomorrow we're doing a special event, we're going to call it DC Fandome, why don't you come over and check it out? And then they did that one event, I would have thought it was great. But this is supposed to be their big annual, woohoo, everybody come watch this. Oh, if you're a DC fan, you can't miss this. It was drivel. It was such a waste. And then, Rob, they made you wait those 4 hours to watch a Batman trailer, which we'll talk about in a minute, that they literally then put up online on YouTube 3 minutes later. That everybody in the world, you didn't need to sit through. You didn't need to sit through that snore fest to watch it. And I guess part of the reason why I was so disappointed was because I thought they did such a great job with it last year. Last year's was a lot of fun, Rob. It was a lot of fun.
I agree with you.
And this year they just, oh God, they shit the bed. They completely shit the bed on this. And again, other than Tiffany doing the best she could to try to make that thing watchable, and a big raise of the glass, everybody, to Tiffany Smith. And my God, if you did sit through that direct yesterday, y'all should be tweeting a thank you message to Tiffany for trying to make that thing move as well as she did. But my God, it was awful. It was, I will tell you right now, I'm not going to watch this thing again next year. If they do it again, I'm not going to watch it next year. I will literally wait until 10 minutes after it's done and watch the highlight clips on YouTube, because I have no reason to have faith in this event anymore. It should have been so much better. I will not be wasting my time on this again. So, and again, just such a shame when you look at how good it was last year. Rob, as I've been ranting and raving here, have you had any more thoughts pop into your head about things that worked for you, things that didn't work for you, whatever?
I mean, I think you nailed it pretty much. I mean, I think the idea that there was no earth-shattering news. I mean, we didn't learn anything. I will say this. Look, my desire to see behind-the-scenes stuff from the movies was sated. I mean, I feel
the Aquaman stuff was great. I thought the Aquaman stuff was great.
Really, there's you know me. I mean, we went and saw Aquaman together. I love the first Aquaman, and I just love seeing it. It just looks like they're having as much fun making that movie as it is to watch the first Aquaman for me. And I love to know that. I love to be able to see. And I felt the same way about the Shazam stuff they showed. It just looked like, well, that looks fun. The costumes look great. I was lukewarm on the first Shazam, but I'm really excited. Dude, seeing Helen Mirren kicking some ass, come on.
Oh.
Bring it on. and not since Judi Dench played M am I so excited to see I don't want to call her elderly, but a British actress who is not a youngster kicking some mighty butt. And I was like, yeah, man, bring that on. So I did enjoy those things, but it was interminable to get through. Just interminable to get through.
But Rob, gold boots, Rob.
Dude.
Gold boots. That saves everything.
And then, you know what I really didn't like? I know they're celebrating the fans, but when they showed fan art, it was on for like half a second. I mean, at least add a second to everyone's artwork or cosplay, because there was some really great work on display. And I'm like, wait, let me see it for. It's gone.
Yeah, I like that part. They did that last year too. I really did like, because that made it feel like it was about the fans, like showing their cosplay and showing artwork. Although, I like that.
It wasn't on long enough to even register all the work that had been done.
And I was doing my stream, and about halfway through the stream, when like the fourth or fifth news flash, get it? Flash, because she stars in the Flash. By the way, I like her. I like the girl who plays Iris on Flash. I know a lot of people shit on her, but I think she's actually really good. But at any rate, about halfway through the thing, somebody put in the live chat, there was like, has anybody noticed that these news flashes don't actually contain any news? It's like, yeah. So I don't know, but listen, there was some good stuff in it. It just was so little and so far in between oh my God. Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What did you think about DC Fandome? To me, it literally could have been a 15-minute YouTube video, and it would have been far more effective than the nearly 4-hour snores fest that it was. But that's just my take on it. Maybe you loved it. Maybe you had a great time with it. Maybe you were really interested in a lot of the other stuff. And if that's so, awesome. I'm glad you got some enjoyment out of it. But what is it you guys think? Jump on down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.